Please mount that like button if you're pleased that NPR rage quit Twitter. Is there anything better than NPR? This was quite literally the first thing that I saw when I woke up this morning on my birthday. Well, it wasn't because I was awake. I went to bed at like 4 a.m. But like when I woke up around 10 a.m., this was the very first thing that I saw on my birthday. NPR quits Twitter after being falsely labeled as state-affiliated media. NPR will no longer post fresh content to its 52 official Twitter feeds, becoming the first major news organization to go silent on the social media platform. All of our hearts just collectively broke, didn't they? In explaining its decision, NPR cited Twitter's decision to first label the network state-affiliated media, the same term it uses for propaganda outlets in Russia, China, and other autocratic countries. The decision by Twitter last week took the public radio network off guard. Okay, so they're not state-affiliated media. If they're not state-affiliated media, then what's that word doing there? You are either public, which means publicly funded, or private, which means privately funded. You are funded by the public. You are funded by taxes. Inherently, that means you get your money from the state. When queried by NPR tech reporter Bobby Allen, Twitter owner Elon Musk asked how NPR functioned. Musk allowed that he might have gotten it wrong. Twitter then revised its label on NPR's account to government-funded media. Oh! Do you receive funding from the government or don't you? The news organization says that is inaccurate and misleading, given that NPR is a private nonprofit company with editorial independence that gets their funding from the government. Just because you get donations from other people does not mean that you don't get your main funding from the government. It receives less than 1% of its $300 million annual budget from federally funded Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Well, as someone who worked for an NPR affiliate for like a year and a half, this is just an opinion. I personally question the veracity of that statement. By going silent on Twitter, NPR's chief executive says the network is protecting its credibility and ability to produce journalism without a shadow of negativity. Yes, there's certainly no negativity directed at NPR. The downside, whatever the downside, that doesn't change the fact, NPR CEO John Lansing said in an interview, "I would never have our content go anywhere that would risk our credibility." Oh, really? In a BBC interview posted online on Wednesday, Musk suggested he may further change the label to publicly funded. His words did not sway NPR decision makers, probably because they'd already written the press release. They need to be viewed as stunning and brave and get their virtue points. Even if Twitter were to drop the designation altogether, Lansing said the network would not immediately return to the platform. It's kind of like when someone is like desperate to get back into a relationship, but they're pissed off that you broke up with them in the first place. Here's what's going on. Twitter and Elon Musk have broken up. And not Twitter and Elon Musk. Ooh, wow, strike that. No, Twitter and NPR have broken up. There we go. Twitter and NPR have broken up. And it was a messy breakup. There was a big effing fight. Twitter said the most hateful possible thing they could to NPR. It really pissed NPR off. And now they've broken up. But NPR really loves Twitter. Twitter doesn't really care that much about NPR, but NPR really loves Twitter. And NPR really wants to get back into the relationship with Twitter, but they're so pissed off at what Twitter said because Twitter went for the ultimate low blow of calling them state funded media that NPR is like, I wouldn't come back to you if you asked me. But really, they really want to come back. You know what I'm saying? But their pride is so hurt at what Twitter said about them that they're like, they desperately want, what they want is like, you need to apologize. And Twitter's like, I don't care that much. And NPR's like, over here. Yes, exactly, Tinge. NPR is being the fussy girlfriend of Twitter. That's exactly what's happening. At this point, I have lost my faith in the decision making at Twitter, he said. I would need some time to understand whether Twitter can be trusted again. NPR's Alan emailed Musk on Wednesday morning asking for your reaction to the news organization quitting Twitter. Let's see what Elon Musk said. So here's Bobby Allen. What is your reaction to NPR quitting Twitter? And Elon Musk's reaction is defund NPR. Based King Musk. Based King Musk. You know, I have questions over the way Elon Musk handled the whole Substack situation. All right. He lost his temper. He had a little hissy fit of his own. But just because someone makes a mistake doesn't mean we ignore when they do the right thing. And Elon Musk has absolutely done the right thing in this. Defunding NPR was the perfect answer to NPR's query about, like, we broke up with you. How do you feel about it? And Elon Musk's like, I don't really care. Go away. But that wasn't the only thing Elon Musk said. Elon Musk also retweeted this article from the Babylon Bee, which the Babylon Bee says National Public Radio denies being national or public. And then Elon Musk tweeted, hang on, he just tweeted again randomly. NPR says federal funding is essential to public radio on their website. What hypocrites. They literally said it on their website. You can look it up in Google. Federal funding is essential to public radio service to the American public, and its continuation is critical for both stations and et cetera, et cetera. And Elon Musk says, well, I guess they won't mind losing their federal funding then. He's not wrong. He's not wrong at all.